He's a lead in a multidisciplinary team to give strategic direction to a large business unit within TCS. His current role includes data analytics, consulting, and marketing. His varied experience across consulting, innovation, and thought, and he has also a strong academic background. He holds the position of head in strategic initiatives and marketing, Nielsen ISU, and Tata Consultancy Services. He graduated from Kurukshetra University in 2006, and he did his master's from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. Sir is also a lead in APAC Geology for Research Wing for Global Consulting. He's also responsible for creating market intelligence report, R&I opportunity identification, and branding position of business unit for Nielsen ISU. Thank you for joining us. Sir, over to you.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
So give me a brief introduction of the students over here, like not one-on-one introduction, but at least the batch we are talking about. And so this is SRM, right? SRM Chennai?
Yes, sir. All these students are first year students of SRM.
Oh, okay. So college has just started, or it has been?
They're having the classes online.
Online, okay. So all of them are there in their home. So college has still not opened up.
Not for the first year, sir.
Okay. So I can see a rough estimate. Not everybody is from South India for sure. I can see people from Bengal also. I can see North India, a lot of them. Okay. So we have a good blend all over, representative of full India is there now in SRM. Good. Okay. So this is the first session?
No, sir. There were a couple of sessions before.
Okay. So which sessions did they have? What were the sessions they had before this?
Sir, these students are having two types of sessions. One is the software training workshop and a series of personality development workshops.
Okay. So what do you expect from this session? And do they know the topic or how it is there?
Yes, sir. Today's topic will be on the discovering of the inner self.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So we'll go ahead. Before I start sharing my screen, I want to first understand from all of you, why do you think this topic is important? Discover inner self. Anyone? What is the need? To maintain our mental health. Okay. So we can't unmute ourselves. Okay, to find. I thought that discovering inner self is important. Why can't they unmute themselves? Is it a setting? Okay, to be happy. Okay, getting good responses. How do you improve yourself unless you know? So please unmute. Okay, to be satisfied with ourselves. Right. So I mean, we are satisfied, right? What's the problem? Is anybody seeing any problem? At least in their own life, or others' lives, seeing society around, seeing the nation or whatever. Like, where is the challenge? सब कुछ ठीक ही तो जा रहा है. Business as usual. Where is the problem? Hey, can they be given access to unmute themselves and speak?
Yes, sir. We are given the access to them.
Okay. You can put it on chat. That's fine. But to live the life fullest. Okay. Challenge क्या लग रहा है मतलब अभी? Why do you think if we have to be happy, if we have to be satisfied, that means we are currently not happy or currently not satisfied? Priority state. What is the challenge we see in the current times? Any facts, figures we can state to prove that it is important to understand ourselves, or discover ourselves?
So how to progress ourselves in comparison to others?
High amount of competition, sir.
Okay, everything.
Sir, everything is a challenge,
Mhm.
and we need to be successful to be satisfied with ourselves and to
No,
be
no. When
happy.
I'm saying what is the challenge, what I'm trying to say is that why there is a need. Like you are thirsty, there is a need of water, right? You find a Bisleri and drink it. We are talking of discovering inner self. This topic. What's a need? In the sense you're saying to be satisfied, to be happy. So, is there some problem currently going on, or we are? I mean, just want to be more happy.
We will have to maintain it, right? Like it won't last forever.
Okay, fine. Anybody sees any issue around? या सब ठीक चल रहा है मतलब everything is fine. Somebody told about mental health. How many of you to progress in life we need self-discovery? We had covered part of our common issue for many years. Relationships, very good point. We're seeing relationships breaking off because of small things. कौन झुकेगा? Who will bend down? Who will decide? Family is breaking. I know now people sometimes question whether to get married also or not. There was a time when that question at least was not there at least 15 years back. Now people question why to get married. There's so much of freedom, happiness.
Sir, the ultimate goal of your life is to be happy and keep your loved ones happy. So for that, we have to be successful. And that's why we are working on it right now.
So success means what?
Achieving something in life that you are satisfied with. And
Then what
you
is
are
that
a
thing
part
by
of
achieving
society.
with? Sorry?
Being satisfied of what you have done.
And you are part of the society and can support your family and yourself.
Okay. No, but let's say you are successful, whatever way you want to define it. Do you feel people around you get everything and then everybody becomes satisfied with whatever parameters you are thinking? Okay, of success.
No, sir, we cannot do that.
You don't do that, right?
We of course cannot do that, yes, sir.
Success means different for different people. The important point is this: success for whom we are trying to talk about. Like I can say, what is this?
Finger.
Index
Whose finger?
Finger one.
Your finger, index finger.
Yeah, my finger. I mean, all of you can show your finger. Then what is this?
Your hand.
Your palm.
My hand. I mean, this is my hand, and that of course is your hand. So you say it's my hand, right? Okay, my palm, hand and arm, my shoulder, my legs, my body, my mind, my intelligence, my nature. Who is this me?
Sir,
What is that unique personality?
Sir, if we go in logic with science, then DNA is different. That is unique.
अच्छा, DNA है. So DNA, is that a cause or an effect? Let's say you must have seen dead bodies, right?
Yes,
Have
sir.
you seen a dead body?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
खोल दो
sir.
पूरा dead body को, देखें क्या missing है. Nothing is missing, you know. You'll probably find the same blood if you start doing some testing and all those things. So, what is missing in the dead body?
The soul, sir.
Soul.
The
Soul.
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 Soul intent.
Consciousness.
अच्छा, तो soul. Okay, at least there is something which another important point. I mean, your childhood photo. Let's say you say sometimes body cells. That is what we are. My childhood photo. Okay, 10 years later, whatever like no shape we are in, and 15 years from now we'll be in a different shape altogether, different body. किसी के बाल अभी पूरे नहीं है, बहुत सारे आ जाएंगे, और किसी के बाल अभी हैं तो बहुत कम हो जाएंगे. And then eyes, wrinkles, all these things. 40 years from now again different. तो मैं अगर आपको बोलूं कि आपके जो बचपन की फोटो है वो आप नहीं हो, you say no, this is my photo and this is me. But the photo is changing, the body is changing. Even science says 7 years, the cells completely change. What is not changing?
So soul
Sir,
consciousness,
the soul.
Your personality, your attitude.
nature.
Attitude is not changing. Somebody told attitude. Attitude doesn't change.
Attitude change, sir.
It changes.
Tell me that. Attitude changes. पहले वो कोई बहुत attitude में दो चांटे पड़ते हैं, attitude ठीक हो जाता
Your
है.
nature.
ठीक है ना? We have seen all these
Sir,
things, right?
nature and signature never
Nature.
changes.
Nature doesn't change.
So everything changes.
It changes. Nature. You were of very good nature. You had
Consciousness
bad
doesn't
experiences in life. Your nature changed.
So except soul, everything changes, sir.
Except soul, everything. But अभी ये soul जो पता है हमें esoteric concept of soul, esoteric, no, it is esoteric only.
So the relations whom you born with
Sorry,
don't change. Your mom, your dad.
not audible. Anyways,
your approach to life changes.
approach towards life changes, but even that change situation changes. Like no, what you were thinking when you were young, and then when you were old, then you think that what I did was absolutely useless. And then at the time of death, one may have a different feeling. But when same like no birth, again a different no, again A B C D A B everything. So the phases according to the phase of life, people's mentality. But what is not changing is the experience. Who is experiencing things? Is a soul, right? Is a person, soul who is experiencing. But point is, if we are soul, like some of you are telling, how many minutes or whatever that inner person is, somebody is saying some inner person, somebody is saying soul. What that unchanging person we are talking about within ourselves, what is the need of that inner person? Do we ever think about it in 24 hours, let's say 1 minute? 1 hour. And we are talking of our happiness, right?
So
if you see practically, we don't think, sir. Like
Practically, we don't think only.
Sir, to do
Yes,
work.
sir.
think, sir.
Sir, to do work for the soul needs a body.
Yes, that is, there is no doubt about it. Just like you have to go in a car. Okay. So car is important. No doubts about it. Why is car not important? Car is important. But let's say the car crashes. Will you save the car or the person?
Sir.
The
Person.
Obviously, right? So body is important, but body is important because soul is there. If soul is not there, what's the point in body? I mean, you burn the dead body, right? You don't even keep for 8 hours, you know. It's a fact of life. But as long as soul is present in the body, body is important. But the point is, you are using the body to attain certain objectives, but are those objectives for the soul or for the body?
Sir, for the soul.
For the soul, you're sure?
For the body.
It can be
For the body, sir. For the body, we do.
person to
The
person.
body. So our condition is something like this. No, we have a car or we have a cage, let's say there is a cage.
Excuse me, sir.
And-
Sir, it's for our loved ones, I think.
But loved
And
ones
it's
can be
for
kya? Okay, loved ones ka kya? Why somebody is your loved one? Tell me. That's very important. Good question. Good point. Why you think? I mean, why somebody is a loved one for you?
Because we feel for them.
We care
Sir,
for
we
them.
need
So
relation.
we have
Human,
a long interaction with them, sir.
Long interactions, and if let's say you have a series of long, ugly interactions, will you love that person?
No, sir.
No,
no,
sir.
sir.
Obviously, you will
possible.
not know. So, series of beautiful interactions, nice interactions, nice for whom?
So
For
for
us,
us
for
and the
myself.
For
person,
us.
and the person, sir, who is
For
we are
both the
having
persons.
interaction with.
Yeah, I mean that is there, but ultimately, let's say if that other person is enjoying, we are not enjoying in his company, then will we go ahead with the relationship?
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
Ultimately, we see what is in it for me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but who is this me again?
Means the soul.
the
Mind and
soul.
body and
No,
soul.
that is we are soul, but
The body.
which needs we usually refer? Okay, my needs are met, so I am.
My
This
body.
person is my friend. This person is my enemy. I love him. I hate him. I hate love her. Whatever. It's the body.
Self-satisfaction.
It's the body, right?
Desire.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is the
desire,
body.
but what are those? What are the level of those desires? I mean, I have a desire to smoke cigarette, so that is desire, of course. But desire at what level? What we are trying to satisfy by that desire? Body.
Mind and body.
Yes. So ultimately, relationships, whatever we are talking about, we don't actually pay attention to our own self throughout our life. Actually, the whole life goes away, and that's why there is dissatisfaction. I mean, some of you told, right, why there is dissatisfaction. I mean, we want to discover ourselves for better satisfaction, better happiness, because I want to be happy, but I don't know who am I. Or even if I know who am I, I'm not working for myself. I'm working for my body or someone else's body. Okay, that's what we consider at a service. I know one guy, who takes his father. Probably he's not supposed to kind of, let's say, I mean, give a hypothetical situation. I love my father. I love whatever, like, no, whatever he say, I'll give, I'll provide. But that thing may not be good for that person, right? Let's say he's having diabetes. No, you can't go. I love you. No, just keep taking sweets, right? So you're getting my point, right?
Yes, sir.
Our relationships, first of all, with ourselves, has to be centered around what we are, and that same concept has to be expanded all across. Now, what is a problem? Let's say if we, or rather, if this is not happening, how is this problem manifesting in this world we see around? कितने लोग हैं वर्ल्ड में?
7 billion.
7 billion, 700 करोड़ लोग. 700 करोड़ लोगों में हर कोई ये सोच रहा है कि मेरी बॉडी के लिए या मेरे माइंड के लिए क्या सबसे बेस्ट चीज है. What is in it for me? That's why there are relationship crises. It's like this. I am the center of my life, and I should be the center of your life also. And problem is everybody is thinking like that. आपने कभी तालाब में पत्थर फेंका है क्या किसी ने? Sorry for speaking Hindi if somebody doesn't understand. Have you ever thrown
Yes,
a stone
sir.
in?
Yes, sir, a lot of times.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you can do it. Okay. But if you do it, then there are concentric circles which keep coming out. And let's say,
Yes, sir.
and there is another stone there. And then concentric circles, they keep striking. And that's why there are conflicts, right? Everybody thinks I am the center. And that's a problem with the bodily. When we are purely, not that we think we are soul, that means we'll completely neglect the body. But the point is, then the standard of happiness changes. Standard of happiness doesn't remain at the level of body. And then it is possible to collaborate in life. It is possible to actually sacrifice in life. Otherwise, it is impossible, you know. If I'm living at the level of body, then my desires of the body, you see animals, right? Sometimes they keep fighting. Just keep. So we are seeing, then we'll become 7 billion such, you know. And that's what we see getting manifested in terms of wars, if we see around, or people killing, you know, so many civil wars. Somebody was telling me a figure of civil wars, though, I mean, we are talking of no different jhandas adding to the United Nations, but actually are nations united? No, nations are not. Forget nations, within nations are communities united? No, communities are not. Within families, families united? No, families are also getting disunited. And forget about families, within ourselves, we are not united. That's why there is depression, there is dissatisfaction, there is this, there is suicide tendency, there is so many things, right? Ultimately, we want to have someone like social media who can actually work according to us, because it's easy to spend time right there. You are getting some movements also in life and according to you. But it's difficult to stay with a person, you know, because you have to change according to, you have to adjust. So adjustment becomes very difficult for us. Now, all these things are becoming more and more pronounced because more and more we become materialistic in life, or run after materialistic desires alone, or think that is the only way to be successful and forget our inner self. The more we do that, the more we become distanced from it, the more there'll be problems, conflicts in our own lives, conflicts in the lives of others. And conflicts will be there, but we'll not be able to resolve those conflicts so easily. So that's why discovering inner self. Okay. I'll quickly share my screen with this prelude. You able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a very interesting topic. So one is, logically we understand, like we discussed this, know that there's my hand, my this, my this, my that. Who is this me? This is soul. So as a driver drives a car, soul drives a living body. And there is scientific research also. People call it antimatter, or you may call it anything. But it is there everywhere. Like no, it is by simple common sense we can understand that when we were in childhood, though body changed, we didn't change. When we were in boyhood, body changed, we didn't change. And youthhood, body changes, we don't change. Who is this me? That unchanging person within us is soul. And it's like how somebody sits in a car and drives the car. We are there, and it's very difficult. No, let's say the car is going, you can't identify the driver. Usually you say, hey, Merc, hey, Audi, Audi, arey, dekh, Alto. So similarly, we are recognizing each other by body, but the real person within the body is soul. And it's a fact that the moment we start thinking in that direction, a spiritual aspect of life, it automatically brings obviously an element of control, an element of discipline, an element of balance in our lives. It is automatic, because that spiritual knowledge is going to empower us to live for a higher purpose and not just for a lower purpose. Okay, so we can actually bring that balance in our life. So matter is dead, soul is conscious. The soul is superior to matter. So you focus on 10 rupees, one is already there. But you focus on one, not guaranteed you will have 10. So matter is dead, you know. I mean, yeah, it's a fact. When we are sleeping, we are like as good as dead person. When we are active, like soul is we are active while sleeping. The soul is active through the mind in terms of dreaming, but like death, it is like the same body, but it's not functioning. Same body, you're not like. Actually, it is the attraction to the soul which brings life to the body. So this is what I mean. When let's say you show a picture, you have to first show what happens when you get this knowledge. So what happened to Arjun before he got this knowledge? My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on my hand, my bow Gandhi is slipping from my hand, my skin is burning. And this is not Arjun who was a depression patient. He was not like one of those who was a chronic depression. He was on medication and all those things. No, this guy was like real balanced in his life. With all skill set, everything is there, very strong personality. But there was a moment in which he was not able to handle it. For us, this moment comes very often, probably like, all of you may agree to it, like, such kind of moments where we are literally confused, bewildered and all. But when he got spiritual knowledge, what happened? He had lack of confidence, anxiety. But then what happened? Arjun emerged victorious. He fought to the best of his capability. Somebody was saying that when we are soul, so spiritual activity, does it mean that you forget bodily activities? The magic is in Bhagavad Gita. How to live as a soul in this body in such a way that your bodily needs are also satisfied. You also do good in the current life and you also do better in the next. Okay. So that is spiritual knowledge. Okay. That's what we'll slowly keep discussing. How the beginning point was hearing the knowledge of soul from Krishna. Am I matter or am I spirit? So this, I think we have discussed already. Who are you? One of the professors who did a study on the body, and he found that our body is having these metals or elements, and if you put the cost together of these elements, it's hardly like very less. I think something around 150, something like that. 110 rupees. But are we 110 rupees? No. So the body in itself is not what we are. The essence of this body is worth this much. But that's not what we are. Living beauty after death. So people sometimes saying, no, we are body, we like life comes from chemicals. No, we are all chemicals, we are all body. Let's eat, sleep, rave, repeat. You may say that because it suits your current mood, but it's actually kiddish, because if we are chemicals, okay, kal kya ho, kal ho na ho. So chemicals is what we think we are. Then how do you define, how do we get feelings? How can we have thinking? How can we have desires? How can we have movement? How can we have consciousness in first sense? When we start living for chemicals, then that is where it becomes a problem. And then we get a shock of our life. Because whether we believe it or not, we are not chemicals. And whether we believe it or not, time will come when we'll have to move to some other body, right? Because obviously soul, since it's a living person, and that's what Bhagavad Gita says, Dehi nasmin yatha dehi kaumaram yavanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiras tatrana muhyati. That the soul travels from boyhood to youthhood to old age. And then eventually, when the body is no longer usable, soul moves to another body. And it's a fact, some people, why do some people take birth in certain areas, why? It depends on the performance of the previous, whatever facility we got. We use that facility nicely, we get a better destination later. we use that facility in a worse way, you get whatever it is. I mean, whatever we cultivated, we shall reap that whole thing. So same body, but the soul is gone. You must have seen this photo quite often. So Krishna defined soul like anything. I mean, his problem was not whether you fight or don't fight. His problem was to understand who you are. Because if you understand who you are, the next thing is, what is my duty? जैसे आप लोग मान लो कॉलेज में आते हो, if somebody just drops into the college, unless like no, you understand, no, whether as a student, this is the duty, teacher, this is the duty. So if I'm soul, what is my duty? And then let me, how can I perform that duty through my body? Of course, you'll use the body, but to execute spiritual duty. So that is what Krishna kept explaining. When you have to explain something, one way to explain is what is that thing. The other way to explain is what it is not. So here Krishna is, let's say in this verse 2.20, explained like this. Now, na jayate mriyate navakadachin. That no, there is no birth, no death at any time. Soul doesn't take birth, soul doesn't die. It's a body which takes birth and body which dies. That's why all these samskaras are there. You do tervi, you do barvi, you do so many things. Why they are there? I mean, if the person is dead, it's gone. I mean, the more materialistic though we become, we lose respect for such rituals. It's a very direct correlation. But if we look at from the sanity perspective, our whole rituals, if you see, you must have seen some of the rituals in your own areas. They're there because there's a concept. If you study deeply, you'll find that our rituals are tied to the concept of soul. Though they may not be explained to us per se, and that's probably the problem with the education system. I mean, who discussed about body and soul with us till the time we actually sat here? In a very systematic way, scientific way. Tell me. Probably very few of you may have. How many of you feel that you have undergone a systematic training of soul, understanding that I am soul in your life? Have you?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have you undergone?
No,
Yes, sir,
sir.
something closer.
Usually never. I mean, we have always been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or then ABC.
Not in soul. Not in school. At least.
Sorry?
Not in school at least.
Yeah, well, so it is practically we have never spent time to understand that actually we are soul. Our whole education system bringing up is you are this body, work for this body, work for this body, work for this body, work. But that was not the case earlier. Traditional systems were not like that. It was balanced. It's not that you don't need education to have a good upkeep of the body. Definitely you need. In fact, if you know you are soul, you'll take care of your body well, you know. I mean, you will take care of you'll not get into the habits which actually harm the body and mind. Because you understand the sublime aspect of yourself, that I am soul, I am connected to God, so I should not be doing what. It is very natural, you know, that you will be able to, the effect of this knowledge is so natural that it automatically leads to, violence of one's own body and on the others. You know, that is how this knowledge is actually, if it is being accepted in true sense. So body is matter, soul is spirit. Body is not conscious, soul is conscious. Body changes, soul doesn't change. Body is temporary, soul is eternal. Absolutely opposite. So obviously the needs are also are absolutely opposite. Okay. Body is dead. Soul is the only living principle. So we are that soul which is within the body is driving the bodily car. So different types of bodies we see. And this is a materialistic viewpoint. We are bodies made up of matter. Everything finishes at the time of death. We are no more than a chemical bundle. So whatever time you have, doesn't matter what you do in life, good, bad. Enjoy right now. Just enjoy. Just have the best of the enjoyment for yourself. That's a materialistic viewpoint. Now, sometimes we may think this point that why somebody will disbelieve in soul, why somebody will think that no, there is no soul, even though factually we can prove it in 5 minutes. But usually, though we call it as unscientific, but actually that's unscientific viewpoint. Before even actually discussing logically, we may conclude, no, we are this body, we are chemicals. You know why some people are so hell-bent on it? Because more we are materialistically attached, strongly attached. I'm not saying attached. Some people want to enjoy, but very, very strongly attached. So much so that you don't even consider good and bad. For that person, obviously they'll say there is no soul. Obviously there is no chemical, everything finished. That's why you can suit your philosophy well, right? How you can justify your actions. No, we are very good in doing that, right? We justify our actions based on making some philosophy. So if somebody is utter materialistic, he'll think that no, obviously, soul doesn't have to exist, in order for me to justify my way of life, my way of living life.
But sir, aren't these people are some of the most successful people on earth? And these materialistic people you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. Hold on, very good question. We'll just come to that. We'll spend last 10 minutes on that question, on the questions. So, whereas spiritual viewpoint is what? We are not the material body of flesh and bones. We are spirit soul, encaged in the material body. We do not die when material body stops to function. Every dog is living, the cat is living, the snake is living, everything is living. They're living because there is presence of soul. As soon as the soul goes away, the material body stops to function. Just as a bird is trapped in the cage, the soul is trapped in the body made up of 5 elements. You're seeing this example? This lady is polishing cage so nicely, very, very nicely, golden almost. But the bird inside is almost dying. So spiritually dead, materially very, very shining. And that is probably an answer to your question. You may say that no, there's materially most successful people on this earth in terms of their market capitalization and everything else. Yes, you are right. You are right. In fact, the whole capitalistic system, it came up with a reason, You know how capitalistic system came up? Yeah, so around 500 years, 550 years back, Protestants was a group which came and they told that no, till that time at least, religion was the guiding authority, and they told that no, how can you be happy by pleasing God? You can be happy if you please ourselves and make things for ourselves, exploit nature nicely, and whatever it takes, cut trees, cut this, cut that, build factories. So industrialization actually started with that concept, that manipulate matter to suit your desires. That's how capitalism started actually. It started from Western Europe, it moved to the Australia, US, and slowly it moved all across. So yes, you are saying what you're saying, you will find people with very golden cages, but the bird inside is dead. So some of those most successful people, if you go into their lives, they'll have most miserable personal lives. Are they happy? You need to ask them. At least doesn't come out with the way their personal lives are operating. Yes, successful, yes, because the system is designed in such a way that somebody who is manipulating matter to the most, at least very few percentage of them will reach that level. It's not that everybody becomes happy. Generally, people are struggling only. I come from IFT. IFT is also a government think tank on export and import policies. So we do a lot of research, and one day our professor was sharing with us globalization, as we know. How many of you feel globalization has been good?
Sir, it has been good, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of countries, but for third world countries like India, Philippines, it's been nightmare. You know, we are suffering from brain drain on these problems.
What is the biggest demerit of globalization? Can you tell?
No, sir.
Everyone will lose their
Inequality.
unique identities.
Inequality.
Okay, sir.
Inequality is the biggest demerit of
Developed
globalization.
country is being given more things to the underdeveloped country.
Yeah. So, and how many developed countries, so-called, we are talking about? Even for them to become developed, yeah, they had to kill their culture. You know, I mean, I know Japan. They're calling people that no, come, stay in our country. People are not having kids any which ways.
Yes,
so
sir.
come build families. You know, so there is downside to everything. You know, if you are not living your life in a balanced way, there is a downside to everything. Now, China is 40% poverty. Can you imagine? The data doesn't come out. So most of the countries, they are on downside only. Very few examples. Like recently, there was a report which came, 1% of the people hold 80% of the wealth. I think something like that was there. Some report came very recently on wealth report. You can search on Google, you'll find it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So while we talk of shining examples, more than just so let's say there is a room of 1,000 people, and there is one of them who has literally ruled the earth, you know, very shining, and other 999 people think that no, oh, I want to become like everybody. Will not become, right? But in that struggle, they're going through the depression, they're going through everything. So when you have to see at success, no, don't look at success of one or two people. Look at the success of that mentality. It is very important, because everybody will not meet the same end. The problem is the mentality itself is wrong. One person may have been successful with lot of riders in his own personal life, but even if you talk of materialistic way, that will eventually be wrong, because it is not in line with the creator, the way of living. You getting my point? Is it clear? Does it make sense?
Yes,
That's what data says. You know, you pick up the data, you just see the data. How many countries? We were doing some study for one of the startup actually on some energy based startup, and we found close to how many people don't have access to energy. You know, can anybody tell? Energy means electricity, everything, gas and all.
1.5 billion, sir.
1.5 billion. 1.5 billion. We are talking of 1.5 billion by 7. What is that? What is the percentage we are talking about? 20, almost like what? 20%?
Yes, sir.
25%?
Yes, sir, 20%.
So 20%.
So do you think we have been successful? Big failure. And we are talking of 1 billion having no access to energy. Start talking about people whose average income is less than $1. You will find even more people are getting added to it. You're getting my point. So please try to understand this point. As an individual, as a family, as a nation, as a world, if we don't digest this simple reality, spiritual reality, there will be exploitation inevitably. there'll be exploitation. So while we talk of, okay, this peace, that peace, but actually peace will never happen unless we come to, because we are not at peace with our own selves. What peace we can bring to others? We don't have a higher spiritual goal to cooperate with our own selves. You know why? That's why mind depression means what? It's a conflict. What is the reality and what is there inside? There is a big conflict, right? So similarly, that conflict then expands within families. That conflict then expands everywhere, and nations. So somebody who is more powerful, he will trouble the weaker person. Is that a nice place to live in, actually? Because we may be strong now, but we will be on a weaker side later. Okay. So this mentality we use is the materialist. Try to understand the big picture we are talking about over here. As a civilization, if we are just polishing the cage, the bird is dead, then we are no better than an animal, you know. That's the difference between human being and animal, to have this discussion. Otherwise, working on impulses, finding food, better facilities, animals also strive for it. We are also striving for it. What's the big deal? What's the difference? There's no difference. But the human, that's why they say, no, I don't know, many of you may have heard this, why the special human form is considered to be special is because of this reason. It's because of this reason. And honestly, it is, if we don't use this facility which has been given to us in this human life to understand how I am soul, what is my duty as a soul, what is my relationship, you know, with God. If I don't, then I'm misusing this facility. Actually, 25 साल पहले पानी खरीदना नहीं पड़ता था. Clean water was there for everyone. Now we are crying all this, so many things, and now we have to buy clean water even at our own homes. You know, basic necessities we are struggling right now. Good food. I mean, it was.
What's the closing down everything is not an option, right?
No,
if we close down factories, so that
at least thought-provoking is an option. We're not closing down, but the point is we'll come to that slowly. But at least, are you recognizing where we are going wrong?
Yes.
We are not saying, don't jump to the solution. First of all, understand where is the problem. We'll come to solution. We don't have to invent solution. Solution is already there in Bhagavad Gita. It is not disruptive, at least externally. It is disruptive internally. You know, so that's another thing. No, whenever we want to bring change, we want to quickly, impulsively bring a change outside. That will never work. It will never work. But change has to be brought within first, and then automatically there is a manifestation outside. Okay, so I'm sure that 20 years later, clean air is going to be a commodity to buy, like clean water. Now people are talking of organic food, which was a common thing previously. Organic food was never a luxury, you know. So point is,
but all that is because of greed, no, sir. Because farmers wanted to increase their produce, so they use more chemicals.
Why they were supposed to increase the produce? What made them increase?
More. Sir, so they could earn more. Sir,
in comparison to whom? In comparison to whom?
Sir, to comparison to some big businessmen and like.
That's what we are saying. It's a relative world. You have 100 rupees, I have 101 rupees. You are happy, right?
So it depends on, you know,
no,
the price.
I'm saying in general, how do you benchmark yourself? No, you are rich or poor based on basis what? Relativity. And that's what money power becomes, right? If all of us over here have the highest wealth of 150 rupees and on an average everybody has 100 rupees, so fair enough. But if average wealth is 150, somebody is having 1,000, somebody is having 2, there is a problem. Okay, so point is, let's not, I'm just drawing a bigger picture, because sometimes people think that soul spirituality, is it practical, is it something? No, it is pretty much, it is practical, but I'm just trying to draw that bigger canvas. Don't jump to the solution, we'll come to the, don't get worried what will happen now, either this or that. No, Krishna gives some wonderful solutions in Bhagavad Gita. We'll come to that. But the point right now, we have to understand this perspective that we are soul. There are some scientific proofs. I'll not go into the details. You can do the Googling and find in Google Scholar near-death experiences, case studies are there, out-of-body experiences, reincarnation. There are a lot of research papers. So there are a lot of stories around that. So I'll not get into detail of all those things. Okay. So no, experience means there is living being within us. Okay. So these are some of the case studies which are there, some of the scientists, some of the books. You can actually refer to these books. Phobias, they come from past life. Somebody is naturally fearful of height, somebody is naturally fearful of water, because that must be the mode of death in the previous life. Now, that's how the scientists at least came. We know about it, that we carry our desires and attractions, aversions from previous life, from scriptures. Okay. So this is quickly go through, because the difference between living and robot, I think we have already discussed about this point. I think we are convinced on this that no, the robots can't replace. I mean, in Japan, they tried, they tried with elderly's, robots should start staying so that their loneliness can go away. So I think our body is just a complex machine that gets worn out and crashes. Why should we bother about some soul power in the body? So the answer is, do you have a male? Okay, this and female car, and know how they are coming together. We are not machines, A living body undergoes 6 changes. That's the proof. When a soul is there in body, it will take birth, grow, reproduce, then eventually maintain, dwindle, and eventually die. Okay, so these are the phases, birth, growth. I think mechanism of mind I'll discuss later. So we have all these things are connected. It all starts with at least understanding that we are souls. Slowly everything will take shape. We are going to discuss about mind also later. Because then how you use your mind depends on who you think you are. Mind feels I'm an engineer, I should know how to hold a cigar at least. Smoking makes me feel cool. Intelligence thinks, but that's bad habit, not good for you. Your parents won't like it. होता है ना, हमारे मन में दो ऐसे होता है, नहीं ये नहीं करना चाहिए, हाँ कर लेते हैं यार, कर लेते हैं. That's mind versus intelligence. So practical benefit of soul. What divides us, Hindu versus Muslim, so much. An example, people fight amongst each other based on bodily platform. White versus black, rich versus poor, educated versus illiterate, beautiful versus ugly. Because of the bodily consciousness, we remain divided and fighting conflict. Who can be peaceful in conflict? What unites us is spiritual purpose. So when we have higher cause, because I am soul, you are soul, doesn't matter you are coming, where you are coming from, our duties remain the same. So that is how it kind of begins. Okay. I think I'll stop here. So if there are any questions, we can take quickly. Any questions? How this has to be practically applied, we'll slowly come to that. The objective of this session was to understand that we are soul. Now what next? That means should I give up whatever I have? Or should I do this, or should I do that? Or what should I do in life? that will get developed slowly. I'm not giving up my life. No, I have 2 kids, family. My wife is a doctor. Okay, working in TCS. Okay, so everything is going on. So, but then what's the catch? How to remain spiritual? How to remain like lotus in the big pond? That is the science which spiritual life teaches. So there's nothing to be lost. When we think spiritual life means I have to delete something, no, it's not deletion, it is addition. Yoga means addition. We add into our lives. Now, what is that addition? How that addition has to happen? You need to wait for the next sessions. Okay. Any questions so far? At least on this. Was it clear? Unclear? All clear? इतनी मेहनत से 1 घंटा बोला, कुछ तो रिस्पांस दो यार.
Clear, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Very helpful session.
Clear है ना? Okay. So if there are no questions, then we'll catch up next time. I think the time is already over. I also have a call to attend 6:30. I'm already 3 minutes late. So we will meet next some other time, and we'll continue our discussions. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
sir.
a lot. Thanks a lot,
It
sir.
was a wonderful session.
Thank
To
you,
all the
sir.
participants, there is a quiz now, and we'll have the next session tomorrow. It's a software training workshop at 6 p.m.
If you have any questions where you personally want to reach out to me, I'll give my number. You can WhatsApp me. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Okay, Amber Sayal. If there are any questions, you can please let me know personally if you want to ask. Can you please explain me about your display name, Divine Plunge? Okay, so you can run that. There's a YouTube channel we created during COVID. We had like 18 sessions for 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So with Divine Plunge, if you go, then you'll find it. Okay, thank you all. Bye.